What's going on, Valve community? It's your boy Ryan Webb back with another video, and today is finally Friday. I hope everyone's gonna have a good weekend. Everyone's planning on spending some good stuff on their turntables this weekend, and if you're looking for some good to spend this weekend, then boy, oh boy, do I got a recommendation for you. Now, if you watched my vinyl tag video from a few weeks back, one of the questions on there was a record that you hope to find in 2021. And the record that I chose for that category was Kate Bush's Hounds of Love. And during the recording of that, or not the recording, the editing of that video, I managed to find a good deal on a brand new copy of Kate Bush's Hounds of Love. So I immediately jumped on it while editing that video. And the record came in, and I also said while I was editing that video that I might record a review of this album, and that's exactly what I'm planning on doing here today. I've got the record right here with me, and I'm just going to talk about it real quick because boy, oh boy, is this a good album, or not even a good album. That does not do it justice. This is a fantastic album. This is an amazing album. Is there any words better than fantastic, amazing albums? Like, this album is literally a masterpiece. I know I just heard it for the first time a few weeks ago, but god dang, this is just a killer, fantastic masterpiece record. And my first impressions when I first heard it was just, wow, how have I gone my whole life without listening to this album? I mean, it's just so good. It's something that you have to listen to in your life at least once, in my opinion. I mean, just this album is insane how good it is. It's mind-blowing. Like, I haven't heard anything this good since I heard Prince's Sign of the Times almost like over 4 years ago at this point. And wow, if you seriously have not heard this record yet, you need to do yourself a favor. Listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, or pick up a copy. Original pressings can be a little bit pricey, and so can newer copies. I think the average price of newer copies here in the US are kind of around like $30. I was lucky to get for $18 plus shipping. So yeah, you might, if you're like me, you may be able to find a good deal. Or I mean, but at the same time though, I'd go out there and say that this record is worth paying $30 for, because I mean, it's just so god dang good. I mean, wow. You can tell this video isn't scripted because I don't know what to say other than just wow, how good this album is. And something that blew my mind whenever I was researching this album is that it only reached number 30 in the US Billboard charts. Number 30. This album right here, the highest it ever got in the US was number 30. Now keep in mind, the week that this album peaked at number 30, the number one album in the US charts was the Miami Vice soundtrack. Like, I mean, I know Miami Vice is a popular show. I've never seen it, but I never hear anybody really talk about the soundtrack or how good it is. But meanwhile, this album, I think, was like number 28 in Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list from this past year. So I guess the charts don't tell how good an album is, the people do, and how well the album stands up over time. But yeah, I've just rambled on about how good this album is. I'll show you the cover art. You got a beautiful photo of Kate Bush and her dogs, and another beautiful picture of her to represent the ninth wave. In her sleeve, you got the lyrics for Hounds of Love, another picture of Kate Bush, and then the lyrics for the ninth wave. And finally, the record. This one, like I said, is the brand new copy. It's on Fish People Records, Kate Bush's own label. Here is this is the ninth wave side. And here is Hounds of Love. Or no, wait. This is the ninth wave side, and this is the Hounds of Love side. But yeah, this is on Kate Bush's own record label, so you know it has some great quality control, and this is also just a fantastic sounding pressing of the record. I kind of want to get an original copy of it just to see how good those sound. I mean, I'm sure those sounded pretty good as well, but this is a great example of how good 180 gram vinyl can sound if the quality is actually put into it, because us vinyl collectors, we all know that 180 gram pressings can be very hit or miss nowadays. Some of them can sound great and others sound garbage. And this one has a lot of quality put into it. So if you have a great sounding or not a great turntable setup, then this will give you a run for your money. It will give you an amazing experience. And yeah, just I'm really satisfied with the record, how it sounds overall. Now let's finally get into the music. So side one of this album is the Hounds of Love side, and it's 5 songs, and it's pretty much sort of the pop song side. I think 4 of the 5 songs were released as singles. You have Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, Hounds of Love, The Big Sky, and Cloud Busting were all singles, and you also have Mother Stands for Comfort. Now, in my opinion, the best songs on this side are Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, and The Big Sky. I mean, those songs are just so good. I mean, if you know Kate Bush, you probably already know Running Up That Hill. That's probably her biggest song, either that or Wuthering Heights. I mean, Running Up That Hill is just so iconic. It's got an amazing beat, and the synthesizer is so cool. And I love The Big Sky. It's got a really good chorus. It's just so, it sticks in your head. And then Cloud Busting is also a great song. It's got that it's got that really good synthesizer hook, the ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. I mean, it's just, you can't get enough of it. I don't understand how, like, the songs like The Big Sky and Cloud Busting didn't become bigger hits in the US, because, I mean, I think Running Up That Hill was a hit here in America, but none of the other singles off this album really did as well, and I don't understand that, because these songs are just so well crafted. They'll stick in your head forever, and they've got amazing production on them. I mean, and this was just produced by Kate Bush on her own, and I mean, she's a fantastic, underrated producer. I mean, she really knows how to get the sounds that she wants in her head and make them sound amazing. And now on to side 2, which is called The Ninth Wave, and essentially what it is it's a half concept album. And pretty much what I believe the concept is based around is you have this woman who's drowning at sea, and she's sort of coming up with this whole dream scenario in her head as she's drowning and dying, essentially. And it's really super interesting. I mean, because there's really nothing out there like it. I mean, you know, I've heard plenty of concept albums in my life, you know, The Wall by Pink Floyd, or even half side, or like one side concept albums like 2112 by Rush. But I mean, this one, I mean, oh my God. I would have loved to heard a whole concept album of The Ninth Wave instead of just one side. I mean, she's able to convey a whole story in just one side, and it's so good. My favorite songs on here are Under Ice, Watching the Witch, or not Watching the Witch, Waking the Witch. I can't read. And Jig of Life is also a fantastic song. I mean, the whole thing, I mean, you really have to listen to it from start to finish. That's obviously why she didn't release any singles from The Ninth Wave, because it's almost a statement. You know, you have to listen to it from song 1 to the last song. Otherwise, you'll just be missing out on a whole big thing. And I mean, wow, it really does not waste your time. It is just, I remember the first time I heard it, it just like, it felt like the whole side grabbed me by the shirt and was just like, pay attention. And it really held my attention, because I mean, it's just so good. I mean, yeah, this album is still blowing my mind just thinking about it. Ooh. Yeah, final verdict. You can probably tell I am very happy with this purchase. I still have no idea how I went this long in my life without listening to this record. It's just so good, and if you have gone your whole life without listening to this record, you need to fix that, like, pronto. This is just an incredible album. Even whenever all of us are long gone, I like to think that this record will still hold up the test of time, and that our grandchildren's grandchildren will still be listening to Running Up That Hill, singing along to the chorus of The Big Sky, and being blown away by the ninth wave. I really hope that's the case, because I mean, this album is just so good. It needs to stand the test of time, like be talked about in music classes for generations, like how Beethoven and Bach are. But at the same time, I feel like people would be more interested in music classes if they talked about Kate Bush instead of Bach. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, what else can I say? This is just a fantastic masterpiece that you should get into your collection or listen to on Spotify sometime, preferably this weekend, as soon as possible. You really need to listen to it ASAP if you haven't heard it already. But yeah, that is a quick little review for you. I might do more album reviews on this channel, because I think the only one I've done so far was for Prince's Sign of the Times. So maybe I'll do some more reviews like this, because I do enjoy, rambling about random records that I've got and doing this unscripted type. I mean, my videos aren't scripted, but usually I have an idea of what I want to say, whereas with this record, I just rambled everything off the top of my head and had a good time doing so. So maybe I'll do some more rambling reviews like this one in the future. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys later.